Well, hello everyone. Good evening and welcome to QPAC Live, a program of the Queensborough Performing Arts Center. How are you? We are so happy you're here with us tonight. You know, we come to you live every week to celebrate the arts with programs that are exciting and unique, and tonight is no exception. I am so excited about tonight's program. You see, this is a premiere. We are premiering the final performances of individuals who participated in our workshops, our talent workshops, our songwriting workshops. We have 4 individuals with us this evening. We've got Susie Clausen, Saxy Susie, and you'll see what I mean in just a minute. We've got Beverly Papel. We've got Max Stolov with us, and we've got Jason Henderson. And if that was not enough, I have a fabulous co-host tonight that I can't wait to speak with and catch up with, and I'm going to introduce you to him in just a minute. I just want to give you a few little updates, if you don't mind. We want to let you know that the Gotta Dance workshops for the kids are up on our website. Folks, this is a fabulous program for children ages 8 to 12. It's basically a workout program. It's 1 hour a week on Saturdays from 11 to 12. And at the same time, it's introducing the kids to Broadway. And we need them to get to know all about Broadway so that when Broadway is back, they are ready for Broadway, and Broadway will be ready for them. It's a fabulous program. It's taught by Will Porter, who actually was one of the mentors of our workshop with the adults that you'll see some of his students today. And you'll also get to meet Will, a tremendous performer, a great actor, and a wonderful teacher. This will give your children an opportunity to learn choreography, to exercise in a fun way, and most importantly, to introduce them to Broadway and what Broadway is all about. Now, you ready for this? The program costs $5. $5. You heard me correctly. Hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. $5. So each workshop is $5. We have 5 workshops in the fall and 5 in the spring. Just go on to www.visitqpac. That's QPAC right here behind me. Visit QPAC.org and you could register your child. We will limit the number of children in the class because we want to give all of them special attention. So do register for that. Share that information with your friends and family. Also, we have a very exciting program coming up on September 13th on a Sunday at 7 p.m. I welcome the great Broadway legend, Ben Vereen. Now, this is a special event, and it's not open to just anyone. It is a private event, but you can attend. You can see some never seen before videos. You can speak with Ben Vereen. You know, I say the Broadway legend because that's how I was first introduced to him. On Broadway, the first Broadway show I ever saw was Pippin, and he, of course, played the lead character, and it stuck with me for a lifetime. I'd have to say that he's part of the reason I do what I do. So he will be with us. Now, here's how you get that private link. you make a donation. Just a donation. We're going to leave it up to you to decide what that would be. So it could be $5, $10, $50, $300. Keep in mind that if we were at the theater, a ticket for a special event like this would probably run about $50. But we're going to leave that up to you. So anyone who donates any amount between now and September 13th will get that private link. We are going to put that information right into the comment section. So it'll be there. It'll be there for you after the broadcast. It'll be on Facebook and YouTube. And you just need to click on it, make a donation. We will know who you are. And between now and September 13th, and you will get that private link. And of course, we thank you in advance because we need these donations to keep going until we could all be together again, and that will happen, I feel, sooner than you think. So, without further ado, I really want to introduce to you my co-host. This is very exciting. He performed for us a few weeks ago. Steve Leslie is a Grammy award-winning songwriter. He's also a fabulous talent, a wonderful singer. He tours the country with a show called How Sweet It Is, a tribute, if you will, to the great James Taylor. And boy, does he sound like James, or maybe James sounds like him, I'm not sure, but he's a tremendous performer, and I'm hoping to get him to sing something special for us tonight. And he was one of the mentors on this project. In fact, we're going to talk a little bit about what he does to mentor others. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome, just a moment, little technical difficulty. We want to welcome Steve Leslie. Steve, come on in.
Hey, Susan.
Hey, how you doing?
Really well, thank you. Glad to be here. Exciting.
I'm so happy to have you back. You know, you just stick with a girl, I got to tell you.
I'll take that.
Your talent is so fabulous, and your personality is so contagious. And I am thrilled that you're co-hosting with us today. I want to talk a little bit. Now, you actually taught a course for us called The Art of Songwriting.
Mhm.
And that's something that you teach throughout the year. Can you tell me a little bit about that course?
The course that I teach online on my well, first of all, thanks for having me and asking me to teach the workshop at QPAC. That was a lot of fun. I love talking about the craft of songwriting. I love it as much as I love writing songs. And I have an online songwriting course called The Fine Art of Songwriting. And you can find that at my website, steveleslie.com. You can subscribe to it. It's weekly content. Inexpensive weekly content. We cover the whole gamut of songwriting, from the melodic side, harmonic side, lyrical side. It's basically as good a college course as probably as you could get at some of the universities that I've actually taught at. There's a lot of stuff there specifically for songwriters.
Now you say specifically for songwriters. Can anybody benefit from taking your course? I mean, is it just for more advanced songwriters, or is it also for us beginners?
It started out kind of advanced, but then I had more comments like this, like the kind you're making, and I went back and really started some beginning courses. So it covers the very beginning all the way up to sort of the advanced concepts. Yeah,
that is so cool. So, is there a different? Do you mentor and teach songwriting differently, or do you think they're kind of the same? Is there a difference between, what did you think about this, for example? What do you think about a beginner wanting to either take your course or tap into their talent? How do you feel about that? Do you encourage that?
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. I like to meet with them before I would recommend any course or where to start maybe in the course, but I mean, beginners, Yeah. I love it. The principles, whether they're for beginning songwriter, advanced songwriter, they're all pretty much the same. And um, 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 I've just been thinking about this stuff a long time, how to kind of codify what I asked myself 20 years ago, how do I do what I do? Because I never studied it. I mean, I studied music, but I never studied songwriting, which you can now get a master's in songwriting at like Berkeley and some of the other places. Yeah, it's a real thing. And I've taught at Berkeley and I taught at Belmont and MTSU. But guys my age didn't start out with an academic program on learning the song. You just kind of did. So I asked myself 20 years ago, how do I do what I do? And then and how do we, in Nashville do what we do, and kind of codified those principles, and then make them sort of easier for young songwriters to understand it. It's a blast. There's no one way to do it, but it's a blast.
But Steve, it doesn't come naturally to everyone. I want everybody out there to know that when we all got together tonight and we're all in the waiting room, Steve just says to me, "Oh, I just wrote a new song this morning." I mean, who says that? He goes, "I just wrote a new song this song. Want to hear it? You want to hear a little bit?" I went, "Yes, of course I want to hear a little bit." And I said, "Steve, do you have a title?" "Yes, of course I have a." "Steve, does the title come first or the music?"
You know, it's not one way, but most of the time they both sort of happen at the same time, or we start with a title. I like starting with the title because it kind of gives me a place to go. I always liken it to like your boyfriend or your wife or whatever. You're like, "Hey, where do you want to go for dinner?" "Oh, I don't care." "Okay." So you get in the car and you're kind of driving around for a long time. Maybe you happen upon something you like, or I don't know, or maybe you end up just driving home, as opposed to, "Hey, you want to go out to dinner?" "Sure." "What do you want to look like?" "Let's get some Chinese tonight." "Okay, great." So that's the title. You know where you're going, and then you can sort of enjoy the ride, as opposed to, "I don't know, let's find it on the way," which can happen too. But I love writing from a title. And so we're collecting titles all day long, and ideas, and a hook book and a commonplace book and those kind of things. And then you pull them out, and sometimes it starts with music. Sometimes you'll get it just playing some instrumental stuff, and some line will pop out and you go, "Boy, that sounds like, what is that?" And then you obsess about it until the title sort of falls on your lips. Yeah.
Do you get any sleep?
Yeah. Yeah. Not when I'm writing so much. It's pretty difficult. I've learned to. You say sleep, really naps. One of my favorite pictures of all that I'm going to frame and put on my wall is the picture of Leonard Bernstein and Stephen Sondheim writing West Side Story. And there's a picture of them lying on two separate cots in the same room, and because they would get to a certain point, they'd be working hard, and they'd reach a block where they're not sure, what is it? What do we need to say here? And they would both go lay on their cots and get in this sort of half dream state, and then go, "Oh, we got it," and then go back and do it. And they actually knew that process is work hard, then forget about it, and the unconscious will give you the answers. But for me, though, the idea that they would actually harness that as a way to get work done, and put two cots in the room, it's wow. So
Yeah.
most of this, a lot of this is done laying on the couch, sort of in a half dream state, and you get it and you go, "Oh, I got it. That's what that title is."
You talk about that picture, and there's nothing that sort of gets me more excited about music when I see some of these greats around a piano, or and when you're in a room with other creative people, that that sense, that feeling, that energy is so evident.
Mm.
People it just starts, the creativity just starts flowing. And I could only, you talk about the two of them together, I could only imagine what that might have been like. But I kind of feel that way sometimes when I talk with you, Steve, because when you come out with, "I just wrote a song this morning," that kind of blows my mind. So I look forward to talking to you about that a little bit more. We're going to get started with our program. I know we've got friends and family out there, and we're all very excited to welcome these new talents. Now, Steve, you were one of the mentors, and we had two other coaches we had Will Porter. Will Porter is a terrific actor and singer, comedian, and a great dancer. In fact, Will is going to be teaching our Gotta Dance program with our kids this
Mhm.
fall.
Mm.
And we had Reza. Now, I don't know, maybe you know who he is, maybe you don't. I should say the great Reza. Reza is a brilliant illusionist. In fact,
Oh.
there's a show on television. Steve, have you ever seen that show with Penn and Teller, Fool Us?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that show, Fool Us. And so the
Mhm.
premise of the show is they've got illusionists on that show, magicians, and they have to fool Penn
Right.
and Teller. Now,
Right.
I mean, Penn
Yeah.
and Teller have been around quite a lot. Well, Reza fooled them.
Wow.
That's how cool he is. And I saw him, I would have to say about, I guess a year and a half ago, and he performed. If I tell you, he was standing directly in front of me, and he did these illusions that to this day I just can't figure out how it was done. He read my mind. He had, animals appear. I mean, the
Wow.
guy is just brilliant. And Reza was one of our mentors. Reza was the coach for Max. And you're going to meet Max later, who is just terrific. And I know that he probably got a real thrill out of working that closely, one on one, with the great Reza. By the way, Reza is going to do one of our QPAC lives. He's coming on in October.
Hmm.
You can find the schedule by looking at our website. Visit QPAC.org. He's coming on and he's going to do about an hour worth of close-up illusions. So
Wow.
you got to join us for that.
Wow.
So that's going to be cool. So we're ready to meet. We're going to meet our first coach. We're going to have Will come on and say a few words, and then we're going to get to Saxy Susie. So stay tuned. Here's Will Porter.
Hello, everybody. My name is Will Porter, and I am reporting to you live from somebody's backyard. I don't know who lives here. Anyway, I have had the immense pleasure over the past couple of weeks to work with 3 passionate, talented, and wonderful human beings, Beverly, Susie, and Jason. And tonight, they are about to give you a taste of what they've been working on. In fact, they're going to give you the whole thing. What I've loved about working with each of them is how each of them has really brought their full spirit and artistry to their work. And they weren't shy about it, guys. They were ready. They were ready to share. And I'm so glad they did. And I really hope you enjoy what they've been working on. Thank you.
So that was Will Porter. Will is going to be teaching our dance class for the kids. He is tremendous. They just love him. I got to have Steve, you with me? There you are. So that was Will. And we want to bring in Susie first. This is Saxy Susie Clausen. And we're going to ask her some questions. So, Susie, please join us.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great. I'm so excited to be here.
We need to know, how did you get your
Yes.
name? Saxy Susie Clausen.
Well, Miss Marilyn May dubbed me Saxy Susie. Yes, I know. How lucky can I be? Yes.
Okay, we have to pause just for 1 minute. Folks, if you're, Broadway world or in the cabaret world or TV, let me just talk about Marilyn May for a minute. The most brilliant singer, really, that I've ever had the pleasure of watching perform. She interprets a lyric like no other person I know. She is just the most wonderful, engaging performer. And so, Marilyn, if you are out there, I owe you a phone call and we're gonna schedule a time for you to come on because I have so many things to talk with you about. So, Susie,
Yes,
did
yes.
Marilyn see you perform, and
Yes.
then she gave you that name?
Well, I took a master class, and then I did not sing. I only played my instrument. So I asked her where I could find a master class for me and my sax, hence Saxy Susie. And she said, "Oh, I'll help you. I'll do that for you." I said, "Okay." So we got together, and she made me sing. So she's made me sing. I was never a singer. And we just have a ball. We have a ball.
So, so now we're getting ready to show your final performance.
Yes.
How you feeling about that? I mean, do you get nervous or are you excited, Steve? I want to know about that from you too. Are you a nervous performer, or do you just,
Oh,
tell us about that?
I'm a nervous wreck. Oh my God. It's awful. It's the worst feeling in the world. And then, yeah, it's awful. I just obsess and I drink too much coffee and I go to the restroom 900 times. And until I hit the downbeat, until I play the very first chord, and then then everything is like it's been most of my life. But yeah, just, the critics, you're going to forget words. Your guitar's out of tune. You probably should have changed the battery in your tuner. You know what's going to happen. And I'll be playing and I'll see somebody in the front row yawning because they're tired. And my first reaction is, hey,
So well, you see, Susie, isn't it good to hear that, someone who's been performing forever gets nervous? Tell me, do you feel nervous about this performance, or are you excited?
About this performance? Well, I'm very excited, and it was so fun, and I thank Will. And Marilyn gave me some few tips too. But of course, I recorded it in my little studio room where I am. So, after 29 takes, no, I'm teasing. Not really. But a lot of the pressure is off when you're in your own element. But going on the stage, because I'm very new at this, the first time I performed on stage, I was surprised at myself that I ended up being so nervous. And I just said, I am never doing that to myself again. And since then, I've been on stage, but I have a level of nerves, but nothing like the first time. That ruined it for me. And I'm out here to have fun.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. I think as a performer, some nerves are good. Because it heightens your senses. It's kind of like that feeling when you're walking down the street and you know that there's someone walking behind you. It keeps you alert. And so a little nerves are good. But then if you cross that line and you get to the point where you're so nervous, that's when you're forgetting words, and that's when you're you can't, you're not taking enough breath, you're not breathing. So it's really a very fine line. You want the nerves, you want the excitement, you want your senses to sort of stand on end, but you don't want to get it to the point where you just can't. There have been times, honestly, that I've been so nervous, Steve, you're ready for this, that I can't remember the first 10 minutes of my performance.
Yeah.
I cannot remember the first 10 minutes. And then somehow when the nerves when you settle in, then all of a sudden I'm going, oh, okay, I'm doing this and that's good. But there have been times when I really haven't remembered being on stage like for the first 10 minutes.
Well, I'm sure, Susan, I'm sure you're the same way. But for me, over preparing is crucial.
Yeah.
Over preparing so that when I do get in those moments, I'm just going on natural instincts most of the time. But for me, I found one concept that works really well is to try to do my best to concentrate only on the lyrics that I'm singing, only on the words that I'm singing. I was gone when you were there. And what ends up happening is the enunciation is better. I'm just all you got to do is just say the words. It's like David Mamet and his screenwriting thing. Don't do the process. Just say the words. It's all on the paper anyway. It's already there. Just sing the dang words. And if I can concentrate on that and get through the initial, oh, I'm going to be okay, and people are, oh my, okay, then it's downhill from there. But it's not always easy to do that, is it?
You got, you really have to be in it. You have to be in it.
Yeah.
You have to think about what you're singing. You have to be in it.
Yeah.
And, Susie, I want to ask you now, you
Yes.
worked with Will. How was that for you?
Yes. I loved him from the first moment that we got on camera. Of course, I checked him out online, went all through his website, and he was exactly how he was portrayed on his website. And he was I love his personality. He's just wonderful. He gave me so many tips.
Well, that's what I want to ask you. Was there one thing that stands out for you?
Well, besides helping me figure out where to be and the frame of the everything, he had me do an exercise that I was like, okay, I'll do it. And then it was shocking that, so I have a lot of physical mannerisms in my song, but my question to him was, is it too much? Should I do this? Should I not do this? What should I do? And so he broke the song down and he said, okay, when you say this word, what is it you kind of think you want to do? And I say, I think I want to put my hands up. Or, okay, on this word, what do you think you might want to do? Well, I might want to just put my hand on my hip. So anyway, he told me, this is your exercise. You take all those mannerisms, put them on flashcards, and then you're going to sing the song and randomly pull those actions out. And maybe this action didn't go with that word, so I'm mixing it all up. And it was quite amazing that I found actions that I had with other words really worked better in other parts of the song.
Wow.
It was amazing. Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Well, Susie, without further delay, we want to get to your performance. We want to thank you for being on with us tonight. This is very exciting. The premiere of Susie's final performance in the workshop that she was taking with Coach Will Porter. Susie, we thank you for being with us, and we're going to cut to your performance in just 30 seconds. Stay tuned.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi there. I'm Susie Clausen. I'm so glad you're here. I want to present the song from a Broadway musical, Sweet Charity. And just for you, I want to say, tonight at 8, as I got dressed, I thought, tonight I'd like to look my very best. I knew that you'd be the group I'd see, and I wish the folks at home could see you looking now at me. If they could see me now, that little gang of mine, I'm eating fancy chow and drinking fancy wine. I'd like those stumble bums to see for a fact the kind of top drawer, first rate chums I attract. All I can say is, wow, just look at where I am. Tonight I landed, pow, right in a pot of jam. What a setup! Holy cow, they'd never believe it if my friends could see me now. And now I want you to meet a shiny new friend of mine. I call him Sam. while I catch a breath. If they could see me now, my little dusty group, traipsing round this $1 million chicken coop, I'd hear my buddies saying, crazy buckets, tonight she's living like the upper half lives. All I can say is, wow, wait till the riff and rap, see just exactly how I sign my autograph. What a setup! Holy cow, they'd never believe it. They'd all agree I'm in society. They'd never believe it if my friends could see me now. Wow! I'm so glad we had this time together. You're my new friends now. Let's do this again real soon.
Hey, that was spectacular. Wow, wow, wow. Steve, come on back. Is that crazy? I mean, if it wasn't enough, if it wasn't enough to put forth your talent, but then to take on a song and do both, sing and play the sax. I mean, Steve, come on.
Come on. Come on. What are you going to do? No, she's great. She's beautiful. Wonderful. Loved it. Loved it.
Sax
And I've always been a student of theater somewhat, not as much as you guys being at the epicenter and everything, but I have fallen in love with Sweet Charity and some of the other music. Have you seen the Hulu special, Fosse Vernon?
No, I have not. I know about it and I haven't watched the full thing yet. I saw clips. It's amazing.
So this music, I knew that show. I saw the scene. So wow, everything's, yeah.
That was I'm just trying to think. Oh my goodness. Well, Ben Vereen was in that movie.
Yeah, right.
And Shirley MacLaine sang in the movie. She played Charity. Fosse. I mean, we could go on and on about Fosse.
Well, if Miss McLean couldn't have done it, then Susan could have done it for sure and played the saxophone.
Absolutely. That would, it's funny. That would be, it's called typecasting. That would be a part that Susie, if she was auditioning for the theater, that would be a part that she would audition for, the part of Charity,
Yeah, right.
That's great. We have some through the night, folks. We're going to be putting up some people's comments. Catherine here says, love that Saxon song. Great. We have Laura saying, I love her performance. And Jamie, so good. Thank you, Jamie. And Jason is typing to us, and he's one of our performers tonight. He says, amazing, Susie. So that was really terrific. We're going to move on to our next performer. Believe it or not, Susie is not the only one with multiple talents tonight.
What?
We have, it's insane. We have coming up Beverly Papel. We're going to bring her in. Now, you worked with Beverly. You worked with her on the art of songwriting. And then Beverly also worked with Will Porter on performance. So, Beverly, come on in and join us.
Hi, it's great to be here.
Hey, Beverly.
It was so great working with Steve. I learned so much, and Will was fantastic too. I just want to thank both of them for their patience and their great ideas. It was fantastic. It was great.
You're a great student. Wonderful student. I'm glad you got your power. Or did you get your power back?
Well, I got the power back.
You muscled through. Through. I'm proud of you. It was a great class. I was honored to be there with you. It was one of the easiest teaching things I've really ever been involved with. It was easy. She got it. like that.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it to anybody who has the least bit of interest, because it's I mean, we speak words, right? We like music, but putting the two things together is a whole nother means of expression. I mean, my whole life I've devoted my life to helping other people develop their own voice, but and now I'm trying to get my own voice, whether it's in singing or in this case songwriting. And it's a wonderful thing to do. It really is. And especially in these times when, it's very difficult. But when we go to that creative point within us, it helps us overcome all the, so many difficulties that we have. I think.
Hey, Susan, Beverly was so, she took most of her lessons from her car because she didn't want to be inside for anybody to hear. She goes, I'm critical about this. So let me adjust the mirror and turn off okay, if you smell carbon dioxide, it's because I'm in a car. And it was great. I said, well, let's go. Push the seat back.
She knows about this car thing. But you notice I'm not in the car tonight. I'm actually in my house tonight.
I do know about the car. Beverly and I go back. Beverly takes a course actually that I teach called the Singers Workshop.
Yeah,
and I must say that Beverly is just one of the greatest students. But what I found most intriguing about her talent is that she's a great storyteller. And you need to be a good storyteller to be a good singer. You don't necessarily have to have the greatest voice in the world. Steve, would you agree with that?
Oh, it's everything. In fact, some of the young talent in Nashville, they're from the school of scream as loud as you can and do as many runs as you can, and you're going to get a record deal. And I set them down here in my study sometimes, and I call it training film. And we watch My Name is Barbara.
Yeah.
The black and white. She's 22. She's on Broadway. She does her first television show, and most of it is her face only. And occasionally, it's just her face. And these kids, one girl said, Mr. Leslie, I can't move my head. I'm just staring at her. I can't move my head. And I say, there's no explosions going on. There's not all this sexy dancing going on. Look at the story, because she's telling the story with her, and they walk away here completely changed as far as interpreting a lyric. And they don't have any role models like that. Honestly, I don't know. There's not a lot of those singers, at least in pop music and in commercial country music, that I know that really, there are a couple Reba's good at that actually tell a story. And you're right. The instrument doesn't have to be profound if you're conveying that, if you're getting empathy through the story and stuff. And I call it training film. They just go, oh my God, I didn't know this existed. She's the greatest at it. I think Barbara Streisand is one of the greatest, of course, at it. Her and Beverly.
Absolutely. And so Beverly gets it,
Yeah.
So Beverly now
don't get is the digital recording thing. I mean, that has been a serious challenge to me. So my apologies to to everybody who watches what I have to offer to.
Hey, listen, this is a new medium for all of us. We're all making a go of it. We're finding new ways. And I'll tell you something, it really warms my heart. And in the beginning, I was sort of angry about it because I was like, what do you mean I can't, we can't have our audiences together? What do you mean? I mean, that's the way it's meant to be experienced. It's going to go back that way. And for the folks that say, oh, virtual is going to be around forever. Wrong. Yes, maybe in some capacity you want to have a virtual presence, but we're getting back to the live thing. There's no question about it. But I feel really good about this medium now. And we're all very forgiving. So we get it, Beverly. We get the technology is tough. I certainly do. And we're very forgiving. So don't worry about that. So we are going to move into your performance. Now, Beverly, you worked with Steve and you worked with Will. Let me ask you a question. Was there a little nugget that Steve maybe shared with you that stuck with you, or a little nugget that Will shared with you that stuck with you?
Well, Steve's suggestion was to listen to as much music as possible. I know it's true in writing words. If you want to write something, you need to read, see what other people have written. But this seems to be the same way with music. So, Steve, I'll have you know that now I hear AABA everywhere.
Great.
I want to explain what that is.
Yeah. Well, we talked about listening intentionally, not only for enjoyment, but what is that song doing? What is those chord changes? What's the form of this song? Is it an AABA form? What's the rhyme scheme? And eventually you develop these mental representations, these maps in your mind that then when you're faced with that same kind of challenge, when you're writing your own song, you're drawing on work that's already been done. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. That's terrific. Beverly, do you want to say now, Beverly, we're going to actually play we're going to play the piece that you worked on with Will first, and then we're going to play the song that you worked on with Steve. Is there anything you'd like to say about the song, or would you like us to sort of interpret it the way we choose to interpret it?
The song that I wrote, the idea behind it is, how we find ourselves, and you never know about people. You just don't know about people. It occurred to me one time, it's true, we don't know about people, but least of all ourselves. And sometimes we find ourselves thinking something, saying something, doing something that seems out of character for ourselves, but it comes from somewhere. There is something within us that we might not be aware of. And so this song gives voice to that notion.
Okay, so thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is Beverly Papel, first in a solo piano piece, and then she'll share with us a song that she has been working on. Yes, Beverly.
If I could just say, in working with Will, one thing he stressed to me was to be free in my expression, and I tend to be hung up on things, and he got me through that. So I want to thank him for that.
I'm so glad. Folks, we're going to be offering these workshops again. And think about it. There's nothing to be fearful of. These are great, inspiring teachers. And especially during this time when we're stuck at home more than usual, this is the time to take one of these courses and explore that side of yourself. All right. So here we go with Beverly's performance. See you in just a bit.
You've got your life, you seem content with every wish that came and went. You fought the fight, you won the race, and then you meet your stranger face. Your pride and reason played a part in molding both your mind and heart. You've hit your stride, you've earned your place, but then you meet your stranger face. What does it show of you that's new? What is new? What turned your head to see of you? New view, new heart, a new you. Folks in your life who really knows what's in their heart and what may show, but finding you, what's there to trace? The answer's in your stranger face. It lies behind your stranger face.
Yay, Miss Beverly. I have to bring Beverly on for a minute. Steve, get in here. I got to bring Beverly on. Beverly, what's the name of the song?
Your stranger face.
I thought so, but listen, sometimes the name doesn't really match up with the song. It's really something. Steve, do you have anything you want to share about that?
I just love what I just heard so much. I mean, not only Moon River is my favorite song of all time. Mancini and Mercer, are you kidding me? That made me want to be a songwriter. Still does. That's the bar. That's the bar. And I love your song. I think it's to a T, it's a perfect AABA form. And it was all your idea. I didn't coach you on the lyrics necessarily, just helped you kind of get it into the template that it needed to be to actually come across as a song, and I thought you did a beautiful job. It was great. I was just transported. I've been around. I'd rather hear what I just heard than half the things I'm around.
Yeah, well.
Very good. Thank you.
Jason's cheering you on, Beverly. He says, wonderful, Beverly. And Catherine here is saying, go, Beverly. Love that song. And and let's see now. We've got Liz who says, wonderful. You did so well in both performances. So this is fun. Love the song. Liz says, love the song. Oh, Mary says, Beverly, we're so proud of you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your talents with us. And we look forward to having you back again, Beverly.
Thank you. And I want to thank my friends who are Nassau, New York, Westchester, all the way to Australia, Japan, the Carolinas, Georgia. Thank you so much. And thank you, Susan, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you.
We'll see you soon. And thank you, Beverly. Well, Steve, what do you think so far?
I'm in love.
I mean, is this fun or is it? I have to tell you, courageous people.
Well, honestly, this wouldn't happen. And none of this would be going on without you. Your enthusiasm and just your spirit and your whole thing is so great. It cuts through all the bullshit. It's really, although I'm sweating look at here though. I don't know.
I'm hot too. What's going on?
I don't know.
It must be hot outside.
Is it hot in here or is it just you?
So now I am so excited about this next act. I can't even stand it. We are going to bring Max on. I I love this young man. I love his enthusiasm. I can't wait to speak to him. He had the great pleasure of working with the great Reza. And I just can't wait to find out what he thought. So we're going to bring Max on. Max, come on in.
Hello.
Hello.
Wow, I didn't expect such a young man. Well,
Yeah.
hello, Max.
How you doing, Max?
I'm really good.
Oh,
Oh my God.
I'm telling you. I mean, Max, he's my love. Max, you got to work with the great Reza.
Yeah,
How was that?
amazing.
Let me ask you a question. Did he do any tricks for you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you got to see him close up. Now, tell everybody, it was just you and him, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my. Did he must have freaked you out.
Mm,
Let me ask you even a better question. Did he tell you any of his secrets? Because he will not tell me.
yeah.
Oh,
You're kidding.
oh no.
That is great because I have asked him a dozen times. I always say, Reza, how did you do that one? He goes, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But he actually let you in and he told you some of the secrets, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. What did you love the best about working with him?
I don't know. I thought it was really fun.
It was really fun. Do you think that you will continue to study magic?
Yeah.
You do. Wow. Do you want to do like work your way up to doing those really? Do you know that I've seen Reza disappear? I've seen him cut a person in half. I've seen him do these crazy illusions with helicopters. I mean, do you want to become one of those illusionists?
Maybe.
Wow. All right. So you are getting ready to perform. Tell me, was there something that Reza told you that really stuck with you? Something that he said was very important about when you perform? Was there something that, special that he told you?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You don't want, I know you just don't want to give away the secrets.
That's right.
And, I'm trying to get him out of you because Reza won't tell me himself, but I thought maybe I could get it out of you. But no, as a good illusion, you're a good illusionist. Professionals never tell their secret. So I really appreciate that. Are you ready to share with the world your performance?
Yeah.
All right. So stick around, ladies and gentlemen. This is Max Stolov. Max will be right back with you. Here we go, Steve.
Hey guys, it's Reza, and I'm here to introduce a young magician who I've had the opportunity to mentor over the last few weeks, Max. And I'm also excited to invite you to come back and join me October 2nd at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be here on QPAC Live to share some magic with you virtually through the screen. So tune in for that. Without further ado, here's Max.
Hello, my name is Max. I really, really, really like disappearing stuff and card tricks. Oh, you over there. Can you come and help me?
Yes. Yes, what can I help with?
Will you investigate this coin for me and make sure nothing about it is magical? It's just an ordinary coin.
Just a coin.
Just a
Regular
coin?
old coin.
Okay, then now I will begin. I have a cup and paper towels. I'm going to cover the cup with paper towels, and I'm going to make this coin disappear. Watch the coin. Make sure it doesn't disappear. Ready? See that the coin's still there? I'm going to bang on it 3 times. Wait, but the coin's
Oh my
still
God.
there.
How'd you do that?
Oh my.
Where'd the glass go? Whoa.
For my next trick, I'm going to make a box of cards disappear. So, have a box of cards with some cards in it. Gonna put it back in the deck. Cards in here. Now I'm going to stick it in this container. Ready? Gone. Bye.
Can you stand it? I cannot. Steve, get in here. I think my favorite was, I mean, first of all, where did the cup go? I mean, I'm getting Max in here. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, I don't know.
Max, that was, it was, Max, I mean, Steve's disappearing. Steve is disappearing. Max, that was so exceptional. I'm getting these great, look at this. I'm getting these great comics. Oh my God, Max gets my vote. And we have big applause from Warren. And Liz says, Warren says, I want to be like Max when I grow up. And Liz says, love it. I can't wait to see Max as he grows. How wonderful. And Ronit says, that was great, Max. People are just loving you. Catherine says, great job, Max. People are loving you. Max, your technique, I just love it. Did Reza teach you that, to make sort of those sounds and do those, or is that something that just comes natural to you?
Fantastic. Wow.
Max,
where did the cup go? I mean,
I don't know.
it was a real cup. I know. I heard when he tapped on it. What?
Max, who was your helper?
What? Oh.
Dad.
Bravo. Well, Max, I hope that you will come back and show us more magic because you are spectacular, and I would love to have you back on another QPAC Live show.
Thank you.
Would you do that? Would you work on some more tricks for us and come back and show them to us?
Yeah.
Hey, Max, could you give us one? Just one more? Yes.
Max, do it again. Let me see if I can. Go ahead, do it again. We're getting you a close up. Go ahead. Bravo.
Yes.
Thank you for participating, Max. We hope you come back. We hope you join some more of our workshops, and we hope you bring back your magic. You are spectacular. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
See you. And don't forget, you got to come back to see Reza when he performs live for us.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there.
Okay. We'll see you soon. Thanks for coming, Max. Okay. No, I don't even know what to say about
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
He is just terrific. Well, listen, without further ado, we're bringing in our final participant tonight, who is exceptional in every way. Help me welcome Jason Henderson. Jason, come on in.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm well. It's great to be here with you.
It is wonderful to see you. I must tell our friends that, well, why don't you tell them, where are you presently?
I'm in New Zealand. I was in New York City studying, but I'm back here at the moment.
Wonderful. And so it's tomorrow there, is it not?
It's Sunday here.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
that's the international dateline. It's it'll do your heading. If you find you sometimes in for all of us in lockdown, you can wonder what day it is. But when I was carrying on with study online, I would say, "Oh, it's Tuesday," but is it Tuesday here or in America? So I mean, if that's not Washa, what is? You know, I mean, echoing in the brain. And you know how tiring it is to try and figure out what day it is, even when you think you know.
I have generally speaking, you know, from this lockdown, I generally have no idea what day it is.
There you are.
Right, and work never really ends because, you know, you're sort of at your work, you're at your job all the time, so it sort of never ends.
Well, there we are. But
tell me about your experience. What made you decide to take this workshop?
Well, I'm good friends with Susie, or maybe Susie is a good friend to me. I hope I reciprocate. She's so kind. And she let me know about it, so we did it together.
How wonderful. And have you taken any performance courses before, or is this the first? You don't want to tell us?
You can tell.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I have trained, which is, yes. So I was at acting school in New York City. Maybe they don't want me to tell you that because we haven't seen it yet. Maybe we should see how it goes, and then I can tell you what I've done. Who was responsible? People might not want to claim responsibility, you know?
You also worked with Will Porter, did you not?
Yeah, Will.
And did he give you a little nugget or something that you felt was helpful?
We couldn't distill our time together into one nugget. It was too valuable. You know, he was the wind beneath my wings.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah.
That's so
we had a good time. He gave me a lot more freedom. So that was really, I appreciated Will's input a lot.
Jason, do you plan on doing this or trying to do this professionally, or is this merely
yes.
Yes.
And that's why I love America, because they're fans of a big idea there. Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Do you see
people are often, you know, when you come from a smaller place, people are interested in how something might work or whether it can work. But in New York City, everyone just thinks it's great that you're going for it. So that's something that really fills my tank. But then it's okay to be home as well. So it's nice to feel at home in both places. That's a real happy thing.
That's so wonderful. Do you plan on returning anytime soon?
I'd love to, but it's just a bit complicated at the moment.
Yes, yes. Well, we will welcome you with open arms when you do return.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me today.
This has been spectacular and better than I could imagine. And, well, you know, they say the best is yet to come. And I do believe that you are an exceptional individual and character, and I mean that in the very best way. And
thank you for clarifying, but I understood.
And I look forward. Steve, isn't Jason just dreaming?
I'm very excited. Will understands, but this is our first interaction.
I mean, he's already
public. Oh boy. Ooh.
Jason's already a star. Are you kidding me? Look at this guy. He's got it all.
Put me on breakfast television. That'll be too much.
Sign me up, man. Pasha. I'm a fan.
No. You've got to ease into the day. I mean, imagine this barrage over your cornflakes. That'd be hard work.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Yeah. In doses. Okay.
I just listen, Jason, if you were going to be teaching a course in anything, I would take it because you're.
Hey, I'll cook something up. I'll take your money.
Okay, let's do it because you are just infectious. I love it.
Oh, thank you. If the nervous energy works, then hooray.
Are you ready for the big reveal?
Oh, yes. Yeah, hold my hand virtually. We'll do it.
Okay, and we're going to come back to you in just a minute as soon as it's over so we can ask you just a few more questions. So, ladies and gentlemen, Steve, we'll get to you back in just a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome Jason Henderson. And we're getting ready for you right now, Jason. See you in a bit.
Good evening, viewers. My name is Jason Henderson, and I am coming to you from New Zealand rather than New York. I left New York in a hurry a little while ago, and I miss it, for I'm pleased to be with you this evening. In the time since I left New York, how do I describe this? It's been a time of personal growth. So some of you don't recognize me, but look, it's me. I'm here, you're there. What a time to be alive. But let us not think about that. Let us escape our worries for only a moment. I'm going to take you now on Wings of Song. I'm going to sing you a song, call it a lecture, a song about travel and dreams. There was a little Spanish flea, a record star he thought he'd be. He'd heard of singers like Beatles, the Chipmunks he'd seen on TV. Why not a little Spanish flea? And so he hid inside a donkey from Madrid. Arriving there in the city, still singing his sweet harmony, as broke as any flea could be. He walked around as if he owned the town, singing his pint-sized melody. With his guitar, he knew he'd be a star, and in his old hometown, how proud they'd be. Then all at once, he met a man who said, I'll help you if I can. He listened first to his song, then he sang right along, for you see, he loved the little Spanish flea. He said, you'll be the rage. I'll put you on the stage in costumes like you've never worn. Well, at a glance, he knew this was his chance. Yes, all at once, our Spanish star was born. For when the flea began to play, the people shouted out, hooray! He was the pride of the nation, our singing sensation was he, though he was just a Spanish flea. This was the maraca break. I've lost my maracas. You play your maracas. Oh, there's crowd participation. It's art mimicking life. I'm the flea. Who would know existentialism then began to play? The people shouted out, hooray! He was the pride of the nation. Our singing sensation was he, though he was just a Spanish flea.
I just loved that. Get in here, Jason. Steve, come on in.
Oh my God. Washa.
It's very hard to watch yourself. I should have turned it off. Anyway, I shouldn't say any more.
Fabulous. We've got Ronit here dancing. This is just spectacular. Okay, why that song? Your performance was spectacular. You really exude such positivity and fun, and oh boy, do we need that. Tell me, why did you choose that song? Is that your go-to?
Well, no, it's a song that's been on my list for a while because we know the tune, but it's got words, which is such fun. And that means that people get familiarity, which they love, but something new, which they enjoy as well, perhaps. So that's that. I sometimes say that I love singing a lot of 1920s comedy songs, which everyone has forgotten. And so I would sometimes at Jim Crusoe's cast party say that I enjoy selling American songs back to Americans. It's like selling tea to China. But they seem to go for it in a big way. They didn't get mad at me that I was commandeering their material and making them think it was new. And so, oh dear, I am going on.
No, but you're absolutely right. I mean, Steve, let me ask you a question. When you're writing your songs, do you ever think, well, let me put in there like a lick that's kind of familiar to people? Because that makes a good point. I'm thinking that if people hear something that they kind of recognize, that it might, sort of attract them even more. Is that something you do?
Yeah, it could get you in a lot of copyright problems too.
Well, yes.
We won't mention names there, will we?
That
But no, I mean, who was it? Somebody said, great songwriting is just imitation of great songwriting. So you can't help but openly steal from the best, I hope. So yeah, absolutely. But not steal too much. You don't want to,
No, you don't want to do that. Rosemary says, "Oh my, the world needs a unique character madman like Jason." Oh, just wonderful. That was her last word. Just wonderful. Catherine says, "Fabulous. Hope you make it back to New York soon. We're waiting for you. We're waiting for you." Jason, that was really spectacular. Again, your energy and your charisma and your positive approach to this piece was just what we needed. Thank you so much for participating, and I hope you too come back again.
Thank you for having me, Susan. Great to see you, Steve.
Nice to meet you, man.
Wonderful to have you, and we look forward to having you back. Thanks for participating, and we hope to see you soon. Stay in touch, Jason.
Thank you.
Steve, we are coming to the end of our fabulous show, and
I'm missing all those people already.
Me too.
I miss them. Jason, I don't want him to go away. Where can I hang out with this guy? Who is that? I've never,
if things were normal, what we'd be doing now? We'd be having a cast party.
Oh.
And then we'd be able to be all together and we'd be eating and talking and, reflecting and the cast parties. We need a cast party. Well, Steve, I'm not letting you off the hook. Folks, we're going to have the pleasure. Steve's going to take us out tonight. Okay, go ahead. He's going to get his guitar. We have the pleasure of hearing an original song that Steve wrote. It's called Simple Act of Kindness. And I heard the song for the first time the other day. I fell madly in love with it, and I asked Steve if he would perform it for us. So here is Simple Act of Kindness. Then we'll say our goodbyes. Thanks for tuning in. Next week, we've got the Sinatra Songbook. The Sinatra Songbook with Nicholas King. We have it on, actually, it's this coming Friday night with Nicholas King and Mike Renzi. Mike Renzi on the piano. This is a live show, folks. Mike Renzi has played with everyone, Tony Bennett, and you name it. And so we've got the great Nicholas King and Mike Renzi on Friday. We hope to see you there. Steve, please, Simple Act of Kindness.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you for doing what you do for all of us here. Talk about energy and enthusiasm and personality. You kidding me? And one of the simplest acts of kindness would be to donate some money to this cause, because during these critical times, it's crucial. Even a little bit can help us continue to do this way until we're able to do it the way we all want to do it, in person. But until then. Okay, yeah, Simple Act of Kindness. Unfortunately, I wrote this song a while back. It was actually on my very first record. And it's still, nothing much has changed. So it's still very prescient to what we're going through now. Hopefully it'll maybe go out of favor someday. But anyway, Simple Act of Kindness. Let's see. You don't have to grow up to be someone the world adores, or make some kind of winning score. Just open up somebody's door when they need a little help, and I'll be proud of you. And you don't have to solve all the problems in the Middle East, or save the trees, or rid the world of some disease. Just be somebody's friend. It's all you have to do. Oh. Despite what this world tells you, you don't have to be a star. Just let your light shine for your neighbor, and they'll remember who you are. Things like fame and fortune, You know they always seem to fade, but a simple act of kindness surely goes a long, long way. So you don't have to, someday you're gonna know somebody trying to make it on their own, broken hearted and alone. Well, just pick up the telephone, say, I've been thinking about you. It just might make them smile for a little while. Despite what this world tells you, you don't have to be a star. Just let your light shine for your neighbor, and you'll be proud of who you are. Things like fame and fortune, you know they always seem to fade, but a simple act of kindness, well, it goes a long, long way. So you don't have to grow up to be someone the world adores, or make some kind of winning score. Just open up somebody's door when they need a little help. Maybe brighten up their day. A simple act of kindness goes a long, long way.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for co-hosting tonight, Steve. And to all of you out there, thank you for being here. A Simple Act of Kindness by the great Steve Leslie. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you on Friday. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Love you.
Love.